just wanted to talk about something that happened in the news recently regarding Twitch. There was some big news about some double standards on the platform. Everyone's already talked about it. Critical's talked about it. Ludwig's talked about it. You know, but I wanted to add my 2 cents to it. Just because, you know, this is my chosen platform, you know. I signed my affiliate contract here. You know, like this is the horse I've put all my money on. And it really sucks when they make decisions that affect me, that don't it's really fun, that aren't good for the platform. So the thing that happened was there was a streamer. I forget the name of the streamer. I watched the Jideon video. But I watched the Jideon video where he interviewed her. It was a female streamer. I forget her name, unfortunately.
MMI. We expect the I'll look into it.
But they, the female streamer, not one of the bigger streamers on the platform, but she was doing a stream, she's playing a video game, and she was having sex on the face cam. And, you know, that's like one of the worst rule violations you can do. But she got a 1-week ban. And the reason this pissed off Jideon was that Jideon, I'm sure you guys all know the story about Jideon, but in case you're not familiar or you've forgotten, Jideon had some beef with Pokimane, and that beef kind of spiraled into he led a hate raid on Poki's channel, which is, you know, it's harassment, and that's bad, you know, like absolutely bad behavior. Don't condone any of that Jideon did. But at the same time, all they were doing was spamming L+ ratio in Pokimane's chat, which, you know, that's bad. But, you know, it's slightly tongue-in-cheek, I guess. Right? Like, it's not like spamming. Well, I'm sure some of the chatters were not doing, you know, L+ ratio. I'm sure some of them were actually saying very, very hurtful things. You know, it's Twitch chat. Twitch chat is fucking degens, as I am well aware. Yeah. Twitch chat can be awful sometimes. So, after that, there was an indefinite ban for Jideon that quickly spiraled into a permanent ban. You know? And he still hasn't been unbanned. He and Poki resolved the situation. And yeah. And I think that's a little bit unfair. And I think this was a point that Critical made, that Jideon was one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. Huge streamer. And this female streamer was not a big streamer, right? So you would think that even if they were going to, you know, play favorites, they would play favorites in a way that would benefit them monetarily. But, you know, they didn't. played favorites in terms of, you know, it's a, wow, 15,000 RP, thanks. You know, they played favorites in terms of, you know, a small creator who doesn't make them any money, and who, like, most of Twitch wouldn't even know. They got rid of her instantly. But with Jideon, you know, he made them a ton of money, but they just got rid of him. So there is Jideon brought up the idea that they might be sexist, and I mean, I don't know about that, but in that instance, it doesn't make a lot of sense as to why the moderation is inconsistent. But it's the same thing with the YouTube thing with Corey X Kenshin, right? Because the Corey X Kenshin ban makes absolutely zero sense, even less sense than the Jideon situation, because there's one defense that I can see working for the Jideon case, and that is that Jideon had a larger audience, and thus, by having a larger audience, his harassment thing had a larger impact than that female streamer having sex on stream. I can see that. I can absolutely give Twitch that idea. You know, like, that's not the, yeah, I can understand that. What I can understand is, why they wouldn't, like, go back on that. Like, they wouldn't go back on that and actually, like, correct the situation after being called out on that. Because Jideon is absolutely blowing up. With the YouTube thing that happened, Jideon's response video to this thing, to this situation, with YouTube's, or with Twitch's main, competitor, if Twitch was smart and they played their cards right, this could be a huge beneficial situation for them to prove that they're better than YouTube. Because recently Twitch has been taking L's. Twitch has been taking a lot of L's recently. And I would prefer if they didn't, because, you know, again, I bet on this horse. But also, it's just a real shame to see the main platform for live streaming go down like a chump, you know? Making easily correctable mistakes. Or avoidable, sorry, not correctable, avoidable. But they don't want to correct themselves or fix the situation, because maybe they think it'll make them appear weak, which, you know, again, from a marketing and, like, PR perspective, I understand. You know, my major is entrepreneurship, so, like, that makes a lot of sense from a business perspective. But at the same time, you know, like I don't even know, right? Because now with Jideon, like, even if they did let Jideon come back, he would have the same thing with the Corey X Kenshin thing, right? Where it's like, oh, you're only doing this after I've called you out publicly and made a huge news story about it. God damn it. But yeah, like, oh, you're only fixing this situation, this unjust thing that happened to me. You're only fixing it after I've made this huge public stink about it, and it's costing you money. So I don't even think Jideon... I don't know if Jideon would come back. I think maybe he would, but I could absolutely see him signing an exclusivity contract with YouTube, even if, Twitch did let him back on. And that's honestly what I would do, too. If YouTube fucked me over and Twitch was like, hey, you should stay exclusive to here, big boy, you know, I would absolutely stay on Twitch, and vice versa, you know. I am on here with Twitch because we have mutual interests, and if they stop meeting my interests and they decide to be an anti-streamer, if they take actions that are too anti-streamer, I'm gonna start streaming on YouTube. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. And, you know, one of the big bonuses for streaming on Twitch instead of YouTube, since I mostly play on Xbox, since I don't have a great computer, it's a lot easier to stream on Twitch than it is on Xbox. But, or than it is on YouTube on Xbox, because you can, there's the Twitch app on Xbox, and you just hit the stream now button and it works instantly, and it's pretty great. I really gotta get better on those handbrakes. But yeah, you can just press the button and it works. It instantly goes straight onto your Switch channel. No questions asked. The only problem is sometimes it freezes. If I'm playing like an online game, or even when I'm not, but like if my internet's bad, sometimes it'll just freeze and it'll lose. It'll like skip things, and that's really annoying. But you know, the convenience is unparalleled, right? But if Twitch decided to fuck me over like they did Jideon, or like YouTube did Koryax Kenshin, fuck yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that shit. I am out for me and my audience, and I think right now Twitch does that. Twitch benefits you guys and me, but if they don't, you can bet your ass that I will be the first one to make the switch, cause it, you know, like I'm a not just a streamer. I have a brand. I have, you know, I have that shit, and I can't, in good conscience, stand around and let someone shit all over me, because that's not good for my brand, right? That's not good for you guys. It's not good for how you guys see me. You know, it sucks. It sucks. So I'm not gonna do that. I will put you guys before anyone. You guys are super important to me. Because yeah, you guys are my source of income. I would be an idiot if I put like some website over you guys, right? Because like, why would anyone, you know, like, how would I make money if you guys didn't watch me, right? Yeah, I want to do good for you. I want to do good for the world. That's why I do charity streams. There's going to be one in October for breast cancer research. My grandmother passed away from complications from her cancer treatments. And yeah, it's not. When you have to sacrifice your morals or the quality of your content or something like that for like for some business, everyone loses, you know? So I'm not going to do that. You can rest assured. But I guess my main point from all this is completely unscripted, so I'm sorry if it's just rambling. But I guess the main point that I want to make is that Twitch and YouTube need to more fairly serve their creators. Because without us, what would you run ads on, right? What would you run your ads on? Where would you get those big business deals, right? You can't make money off no videos. So Twitch in this instance, and YouTube in the other instance that I mentioned, needs to respect their creators and community a hell of a lot more than they currently are. And they need to figure out a way to more consistently moderate. I know that it's never going to be perfect, but it should be better. Never let perfect be the enemy of good. That's a statement that I try to live my life by. And maybe, you know, you guys can live that way too. You know, like, perfectionism it can be crippling, you know? So maybe that's the problem with Twitch and YouTube. I doubt it. I'm sure they're like, well, that would cost money and we don't want to spend money. You know, fixing our moderation thing, that would cost money and time. We don't want to do that. You know, God knows we aren't, you know, one of the most visited websites in the whole fucking world. YouTube is number 2 behind Google itself. And Google fucking owns it. So they're billion-dollar companies. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. Fucking, again, they've got the money to do this. They just need to show integrity. And if they can do that, then they will have people on their side. But until then, you know, they need to be treating creators with more respect. Sorry about that fucking long-ass diatribe. I needed to say something about it, and it just kind of turned into a long-ass rant.